Hi everyone, this is Emmy. Today I'm going to give you a pattern for a very easy to crochet long sleeve sweater. And you're going to work 2 identical sections and then join them at the shoulders and the side seams. So let's get started. To make this sweater, I'm going to work with a chunky yarn and a 9mm crochet hook. You could use 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. And I'm going to begin with a slip knot. To begin this pattern, we're going to work top down, and we're going to begin with a foundation chain that reaches from wrist to wrist when you have your arms outstretched. And this is the row that I'm going to work first, and it's 2 double crochet in every second stitch. And I'm going to work that all the way across the top of the sweater, and that is also going to add a detail down the arms. And your chain should be worked in multiples of 2 plus 1. And when you have your foundation chain the correct length, you're going to double crochet in the 3rd stitch from the hook. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet in that stitch. And now you're going to skip the next stitch, and you're going to make 2 double crochet in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Like that, both in the same stitch. Skip the next stitch, make 2 double crochet in the next. Skip the next stitch, 2 double crochet in the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that all the way across the row. Like that, all the way across the row. Okay, I worked all the way across the row. And that's this row at the top. Like that. And now for the rest of the sleeve, I'm going to work the moss stitch. So I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and that will take the place of that first stitch. So I'm going to skip the next stitch, and I'm going to single crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip, single crochet, chain 1, skip, single crochet. I'm going to repeat that all the way across the row. Like that, all the way across the row. After you've worked all the way across the row, this is going to be the repeat row. It's going to be chain 2 and turn. Now you're going to find that chain 1, and you're going to make a single crochet in the chain 1 space. Chain 1. Find that next chain 1 space, single crochet. Chain 1. Find that next chain 1 space, single crochet. And you're going to repeat that across the row, and you're going to continue to work this row until the sleeves measure 1/2 of the circumference of the largest part of your arm. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, I've worked a few more rows, and my arm is 10 inches around, so this should be 5 inches plus maybe an extra 1/2 inch for ease. So that's what that would be. That would be the sleeve, and you're going to work as many rows as you need. And after you have as many rows as you need to have your sleeve finished, you're going to find the center of your sweater. And you could do that by folding it in half, and then you can mark the center here. And that would bring us here. And then you're going to measure your chest, and you're going to place markers evenly divided so that your sleeves are the same length. And then this body of the sweater is 1/2 of your chest size plus 2 inches for ease. And that 2 inches for ease is going to equal 4 inches because you're going to have 2 inches on each front and back. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to work the same pattern of moss stitch all the way until you get to the length of your sweater. Okay, for the bottom band, I'm going to chain 2 and turn, and I'm going to double crochet in each of the stitches all the way across, and that means I'm going to double crochet both in the chain 1 space and in the single crochet. So double crochet in the chain 1 space and double crochet in the single crochet. You're going to repeat that all the way across the row. Double crochet in the chain 1 space and double crochet in the single crochet. Like that, and you're going to repeat that all the way across the row. Okay, there's my row of double crochet completed. And now I'm going to chain 2 and turn. And I'm going to make a front post double crochet in the next stitch. So yarn around the hook from the front under the post and complete the double crochet. And then I'm just going to make a regular double crochet in the next stitch. And I'm going to make a front post double crochet in the next stitch. And a regular double crochet in the next. Like that. And I'm going to repeat that all the way across the row. Okay, I worked all the way across the row, and that's how the bottom band will look. Like that. And then you can fasten off. And then you're going to go ahead and make 2 of these. And then you're going to sew them across the top of the shoulders, leaving an opening large enough to pass over the head. And then you can sew the side seam and the sweater will be finished. And when you're sewing your seams, you're just going to match the stitches and sew from one side to the opposite side. So I'm going to pass through the stitch on the opposite side, and then I'm going to come over to the next stitch up. Like that. So in through that stitch and up to the next stitch. Like that. And I pull it to make sure it's not too tight. Like that. And there's the seam. And that's going to give you this added detail down the center of the sleeve. That's all your 2 double crochets together. And that's it. That's all you need to know to be able to crochet these very easy sweaters. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.